We have a 2004 Mustang Mach 1 manual. 38,000 original miles on this thing. Love the color. Orange is my favorite color, so I am biased. Super bright, almost like a pastel orange. It's very cool. Really good paint overall. Looks like it was garage chemped, not much oxidation or anything like that. There's a few like scratches, real minor, like real minor stuff. You see like some fish eyes here in the paint, so there might have been like some paint work here, or just, I'm not sure how that went. The emblem looks like it's been here, and then all the bolts and everything haven't been touched, so I don't know if they just touched it up on the side. A little bit of fingers in the clear bra here. So other thing, the headlights, you can see right in here, if you look right inside the black, the goop, they resealed these, so you got some cracks here, got some scratches here. One sec. Sorry, allergy season, so I gotta pause those sneezes out. On the hood, you got like a couple, rock chips, following close and whatnot, trying to get people out of the passing lane, but not bad. The black has some peel marks on the decal there. Another chip on the flare. Windshield's pretty good. You do have some light chipping, like these very light chips, but it looks like to be the original windshield, which is awesome, or at least got it done in that era. And then right here, there's actually a dent in this crease with this little dording chip. That's pretty much it. Not a whole lot. Like the door edges obviously have some chips from dordings or something like that, catching stuff because of how low those doors are. But the rear bumper had, right here, so there's a little scratch here and a chip, but that's pretty much it. Tires are dated for 2015. There is a little bit of dry rot showing up in the tread, not crazy, but those are over 10 years old. I think tires are supposed to be replaced every 7 years max, so keep that in mind, especially if it's hot. I did take pictures. There was a little like surface, like a very shallow slice. It didn't like go into the tread, it's just across the tread. Yeah, we'll stop here. Looks good. All right, so engine bay, oil is really clean, very nice. I mean, this thing has 38,000 miles on it. Hopefully it's been getting more oil changes than most cars have in its life. Usually on a car, especially if you're going to keep it with low mileage, every 6 months with synthetic oils annually, especially if you're just going to use it as a summer car. Your filters these days, you're good for about 5,000 miles, but oils, honestly, they just get dirty. They don't actually go bad. So if this isn't getting a lot of road miles, you're just going to get sediment from whatever's left in there over time, you know what I mean? That's why you do the oil changes regularly, so that it doesn't sit and solidify. Obviously, we had the issue we did. So you have a brand new battery. I guess one of the cells collapsed, and when it vibrated, it was hitting the other, causing spikes and drops in the voltage, which killed the diode in your alternator. So that is brand new as well. Kind of a goofy one. Sits facing the intake, and then you have this riser here, obviously, for basically just like ram induction. So you still have like a normal intake to your throttle body, and then this just has like a butterfly valve that'll open under like bigger throttle. So essentially you're pulling air in here, and then you have this air being funneled in here, and then it goes off to the throttle body. So pretty cool. I honestly like these. The shaker hoods are so fun. It's just like a throwback, and it never should have went away. I love that Mopar still does it. These guys have moved on to like a dual overhead instead of a single overhead, and the Coyotes are very low platforms, like with a very sleek intake, so they probably don't do it as much. Mopar does it. The only thing I would gripe about, brake fluid is a little dark. I usually say every 3 years or 30,000 miles. This car only has 38,000 miles on it, so I'm not sure if the flush has ever actually been done. You see a little bit of staining from just stagnant, so I just probably get that done. Belts, hoses, everything look really, really good on this. When we're on the underside, you'll see the rack and everything. It looks like we do have a new fuel regulator up in here too. But yeah, rails, everything, aprons, all look good. Like none of these bolts ever been touched. That's the stuff I like to see. So real fast, just bear with the camera. I'm gonna set it down here. We're gonna do a quick startup for you. So, fires right up. We just had a charging system that needed some work, and they took care of it. So, the drive's night and day different. It's not, you lost your lope, so no more cammed out lope it had. A lot more quiety. The valve train was so like ticky just because of lack of power for injectors and all that stuff. It was crazy the last time I drove this. Right now I'm just gonna set it for the exhaust. This has the stock Mach 1 mufflers, like not the muffler shop, but like Mach 1 Ford. So we're just gonna set this down. You're gonna be looking at this at the exhaust. Just bear with me. There we go. Okay, so this is gonna be the underside of your car. I just use this mirror to create angles. So from here, I always start at the front of the vehicle, looking straight to the back. This just lets me see if anything's been hanging, sagging, or dragging on the vehicle, and just lets me get a good eye on it all. I'm trying to let this focus. The sun is directly on us right now. So chin spoiler and everything looks really good. It's not really like scraped up or beat up much. And then up in here you can see your power steering rack, also in really good shape. Doesn't look like it has any seeping or anything like that going on. Just a little road grime on there. You can see your steering, your control arms and everything also looking really good. So we're gonna pause and then go to each corner. So right here is your driver front corner. So you can see the body, cats, primary, secondary. You can see your lift points, they're not folded over, bent, or chewed up. Rockers are in good shape all along. Rear here, lift points also good shape. And body's looking good. You can see kind of your bracing there is what that silver bar is. So this is chassis stiffening. And then we'll go to the rear. Okay, so fuel tank back here, all the way in the back, okay? Your drive line, everything, you see the stock Mach 1 mufflers, and then you have a live axle, so it's a solid axle, no CVs. Shocks and everything look really good, cover's still clean, looks nice. Passenger rear lift point area, more of that structural bracing. Rocker and everything look really good on this side as well. Come up to the front here, lift point in great shape, and then you see your cats again. And like I said, nothing shiny, nothing looks like it's wet, no drips or anything like that. Looking really good. I mean, really low mileage, but yeah, it looks good. Okay, we are on the inside here. I always start at the steering wheel. Really good condition. Does just have cruise controls and then horn. Nothing fancy on here. Mileage today, 38,970. Stock radio system. It's yelling at me because my seatbelt's not on and I let it roll a little bit or something. She's mad about it. AC works great, heat works great, all the modes switch as they are intended. Vents are all in really good shape. This one's been signed. Alright, it's even dated. That's super cool. You will notice this isn't like a Mustangs of America club car. Power windows, power mirrors, power locks, really cool shifter. It gets a little hot, not really bad actually. Like I've seen some that get scalding hot. This one's not terrible, but it does get warm. Center console, very small, but does what it's supposed to. There is a little cigarette lighter thing in here. So you have an extra plug in here, an extra plug in there. Fog lights, traction control, and then rear defrost. And then from here, I'm gonna just pause and we're gonna look from the outside in. All right, so from the outside here, door seals are still in really good shape. Still has the emblems here. Door cards are pretty good. This is the Mach 1, so you get like the Mach 1 packaging. Kind of cool trim on the seats. Bolsters are still really firm. The only thing I really see is like just, I don't really call these at all, but you see like the wrinkles from people sitting, and then the leather just kind of folds with time, but no rips, no tears. Carpet's in really good shape. It's had these mats in pretty much its whole life. And then has like the pedal upgrade. All looks really good. And we'll look in the back seats from the other side. Pause here. All right, looking in on the backs. I don't know if they've ever been sat in. They don't look very used. This one looks like it had something chilling in it for a while. It kind of looks like the seat was all the way back against it too. So that's a possibility. You have to use this knob to get this to pull forward. This will only let you go so far, like to a tilt, I guess. Manual seats on this side. Your power seat is on the front on that one. So there's a lever on the very front between your legs to move the power seat. Door card here, another one that's in really good shape, and door seal in really good shape. Strips and everything for the seals are really good, so like these don't have like a beam on the door, it's just like a floating door. So the windows have to like roll up to this seam, and there was no air sound during my drive, so checks out good. All right, we are onto the trunk. So this has an electric release that you can do either with your key fob, or there's a button in the glove box. It's not your traditional locations. Overall, seals are in really good shape. All the trim's still here. Floor's in pretty good shape. It's all really nice. No stains or anything like that. It doesn't look like anything's been drug out of this or anything. Underneath you do have your spare. Is a full height donut, not full size, and then it has the tools locked inside that hub there. Nothing really that concerns me on this much. I did know, like, I mean, it's not like a concern, but just keep an eye, like this is a pinch zone, so this is what is in the seal when you shut it essentially. And it's not supposed to be like that, right? So it's not intended to do that. So this has been happening, and it's been happening. So I would route, or try to figure out how to route or keep this from getting in that seal. A, it'll keep your seals better instead of having that. And B, you won't be pinching those lines or that wire every single time you shut this thing. Over time, that's gonna cause a short, and you're gonna be very upset having to chase that around. And it's literally just a small break in the wire, and it takes a tech forever to get there. Some guys will visually see this and be like, oh, start there. Some guys will literally start through the diagnosis process in the front. So just one thing I pointed, but overall, great looking truck. Okay, so we always go through the computer. This one does have, like, I mean, it's 2004, so there's not a lot of modules, just the 5. Trying to work with the glare from the sun here. That seems a little better. There we go. So basically you have battery low voltage, lost communication codes. Down here, the 2, I have the trunk and the hood and the door open right now, and I forget on Fords that always sets codes. But I'll go in, just kind of show you what I'm seeing here. Oh, that's the wrong button. There we go. So on Fords, it's really silly when you do these scans. It'll actually, you can hear the tests going off, that it's checking stuff. See, battery voltage too low, not active, and that's basically all that's in these. So really nothing here that concerns me. Hard part is once you have like a situation we did where the battery and voltage and everything just completely sucked out, you really lose any kind of previous history there was before that had happened. So basically you just have what the car knows. It just had a battery replaced in the alternator. So we'll just keep going from here, go through our monitors. All right, so this is also something to be expected. The red X is here on your emission system essentially. Sometimes, I mean, especially after the battery and alternator all had to be replaced, you had a full wipe on your computer. You had a literal depletion of all life in the computer essentially, right? So this might take an extended drive in order to get these, just to get fully measured. I will note that this is on E, so I mean, I didn't have a lot of fuel to mess with in the start. So just bear that in mind. That being said, if there was an active emissions fault, it would have been caught with like your code scan. There would have been, you know, a lean code or rich bank one of those type things, right? We didn't have any of those. I did still do about a 10-mile drive on this drive today again, just to make sure nothing funky happened. I literally went to where I broke down just to make sure I was gonna make it and back. So we'll stop here. I do like to always mention down here, there's gonna be your VIN in the computer. It's always important to make sure that that is the VIN that matches what's in the vehicle. So on the door jamb or up in the windshield here, you just always want to make sure those match, especially on older cars. You can just swap computers and sometimes they don't really assign it to the car, and that can cause some issues down the road. All checks out, we'll keep moving. All right, we're gonna finish up on this. The breeze picked up a bit, feels great, but I might have to be a little loud for you. Here at the end, I always try to just make these look alive. Kind of a cool looking car, right? These new eras. Mach 1s, I worked with a buddy who had one that was all hopped up and that thing flew. These are cool cars. 5-speed manual, 38,000 original miles. We had a miss up on the earlier inspection. Battery light came on, had low voltage, and it just died out on me before I could get back to them. That has been resolved. We have a brand new battery and we have a brand new alternator. The battery in the car when I drove it had a short in the cell, so it was knocking back and forth, causing voltages to drop and spike. Killed the diode in that alternator. All new now, so that looks great. Honestly, the exterior is pretty good. You got some chips in the front. We got some, you know, a little bit of minor issue with the clear bra on that side of the bumper, and just a couple little dings on the side, but nothing crazy, nothing you can see from like 5 feet away. But the couple things I would say: headlights, they've been resealed, the lenses are kind of cracked and you can see the goop in there. It'd be kind of hard to find an original set, so just keep an eye on those, see if they build moisture or anything like that. They don't look terrible, but when you get up close you can kind of see what's going on. Tires are from 2015, a bit dated, some dry rot showing up. They have great tread. They don't look terrible from stuff I've seen that's even newer, so it's definitely been stored well. No oxidation really. Underneath looks really good. All stock, has Mach 1, the Mach 1 factory exhaust option, and it sounds really good. Still has the Ford stamps on there and everything. The top looks really good. In the rear, I had a harness that gets pinched in the seal there, and I just kind of shut that without it getting pinched, just to make sure. But yeah, really clean car. Like I said, 5-speed manual. Plenty of get up and go. These are this one is the 4.6 4-valve, so 32-valve engine. It's a little bit tunable, and this one actually has like the ram intake and stuff, and it sounds really good driving it around. Gets like the little muscle burbles and stuff like that without any pops or bangs or any of that, and then it's really quiet when you're just cruising along. Generally cool car. I love the color. I'm obsessed with orange, so thanks for letting me do it, and we'll stop here.